Welcome guys to yet another video. Today we're going to be talking about sales. All right. If you want to be a better closer, if you maybe are in that intermediate beginner level and want to get to the next level, I'm going to go over some tips and tricks that you guys can follow in order to make you a better closer overall. Whether you think so or not, you are a salesperson. All right. It's happened multiple times throughout your life and it's going to happen continuously, whether you do that in business or not. I'll give you an example. Have you ever had a friend or a partner that wants to watch a certain movie and you want to watch this one, but they want to watch that other one, right? You need to convince them why watching yours is going to be the better idea, right? Same thing with food. Maybe she wants, Chinese and you want Greek, okay? You got to sell her on why you think Greek is better and why that one is not going to be the best option. That is sales. In the very basic fundamental way, it is sales. So when you're actually now in the bigger world and you're doing this as a line of business or an entrepreneur and you're trying to get your product out or service out, what can you do to entice your clients more and make sure you get these deals, okay? So the first thing you're gonna wanna do is be presentable, okay? You wanna be buttoned down. If you're a guy, have your nice pants, your nice shoes, nice watch, okay? Hair done, clean shaven. You want to look presentable, all right? This is going to show them that you mean business, all right? Because you're only ever going to get as much as you put in. Now, if you're going to these people's houses and you look kind of derpy or raggedy or whatever it is, you can expect them not to take you very seriously, okay? So make sure you're always dressed up, you're composed, you got your perfume or your cologne on, all right? And your nails are cut, the whole nine, okay? You're obviously going to want to have a business card too. And if you don't have one, I would recommend you get one before you even go out there and talk to somebody. If you also have brochures, if you have maybe like an informational packet, if you have some referrals, because you maybe did work for someone down the road or another company down the block, you want to show that to them too because it'll help build you reputation and build your rapport up and that trust that you need with this person. The next one up is going to be how authentic or genuine you are. Now, there are a lot of different types of sales guys out there and they all have different methods of sale. For example, your car dealers, okay? Those guys are in one of the most craziest, hardest industries of sales that there is. And you might remember them if you've ever been to a dealership, but they just kind of grill you. They're down your throat. They want you to just sign. They're very hard sellers, okay? Now, there's nothing necessarily wrong with that, but you want to find out what your forte is. Me, for example, I'm more of like an empathetic closer. I like to ease my way into it. I like to be empathetic, really put myself in the homeowner's shoes, understand what their issues are, their concerns, and then make a more wholesome sale out of it. Because at the end of the day, I want them to refer me to their friends and families or other business companies or business partners, right? So you want to be genuine at the end of the day. Find out what your niche is. Okay, and find out what your strengths are, focus on those. Because at the end of the day, I'll tell you too, they can smell the bullshit off you. So if you're not being the best version of yourself or just being yourself, they're gonna get that vibe from you, that energy, and they're not gonna want to do business with you. So be genuine, be wholesome. Another nice note to make is that a lot of people think that you, in being kind, are being weak. But remember that those are two very separate things. You can be a kind person, but demand respect, just like you can be a hard closer and not be an asshole, but have that level of respect there. So figure out what it is that your niche is, focus on your strengths, and try to maximize those. The next thing you're gonna wanna do is start getting in the habit of using positive reinforcement words. For example, amazing, great, that's awesome, oh, I'm so glad, excellent, fantastic. I would get in the habit of saying them about 7 to 10 times a day out loud until you get the rhythm of it. But you want to start creating the habit of using these words in your conversation because first off, it creates a higher positive energy flow in yourself, right? If you're saying, that's awesome, oh, that's great, oh, I understand, amazing, right? It makes you feel better, but it also makes them feel better too. And if the conversation maybe isn't going where you want it to, it's going a little south, you can help boost it back up by using these words to rebuttal whatever objections they're trying to bring at you. Just go over them, repeat them obviously, but oh, that's amazing, oh, that's great, oh, that's fantastic, oh, amazing, oh, awesome, ooh, fantastic, whatever. And rehearse those every single day. All right, maybe even before a sale. You also want to say, I understand a lot, because at the end of the day, you do understand, you want to understand, but saying that also shows a lot on their part and how you come off to them, because you want to understand where they're coming from. If they're telling you that it's maybe too much money, or they're concerned about this, you want to let them know, look, I get you. I understand where you're coming from. However, and then you find a solution. The next thing you want to do is remember to lead the conversation. Now, you are the leader, you are the captain of your ship and your vessel, of your cruise, and you hold the reins. It's going to be a scenario where it happens to people a lot. If it hasn't happened to you yet, it will, where the homeowner or the client is trying to steer the conversation in their own way. They want to talk about whatever. Things maybe just go off tangent a bit and they start talking about their dog or whatever. And it's your job to grab that and circle back to the reason why you're there. So let's say they're talking to you about their niece's birthday that happened last weekend, and you've been sitting in that couch for 3 to 5 minutes. And you're like, bro, like, all right. So what you do is you can say, maybe, oh, that's amazing. That's great. Yeah. So like I said, like I was saying before, we're in the neighborhood. We're just trying to introduce ourselves, offer our services out. Is that inspection? Is it cool if I come out here in about 5 to 10 minutes to get that done for you? Oh, yeah. Beautiful. What's your name and number? Let me just jot that down. Boom. Okay. Another nice note to have is that you are there for them, but they're the ones that are benefiting off you. Okay. If for whatever reason the sale doesn't go through, you're not the one that's losing out on anything. You can just go on to the next. All right. Next company, the next house. It does not matter. But they are actually benefiting from you being there, and you're the one doing them that service. So go in there with that mindset, and it'll help you keep your composure, lead that conversation where you want it to go. All right. The only reasons you don't want to lead the conversation or be talking is if you're asking them a question to help get over an objection that they gave you. But other than that, if you don't need them to say anything, then you do the talking and you steer them the right way. Another thing you want to do is you want to ask questions that basically will yield a yes leading up to your pitch or your product or your service. So you go up and you ask them, oh, the weather's nice today, right? Yeah. Did you see that last game? Did you see that storm that came by, or that game that was out? Oh man, that was crazy. Oh yeah, no, that was awesome. You are the homeowner, right? Or you are the owner of the company, right? Or you're the manager, right? Yes, yes, yes. You get them going on this little streak of yeses, and it's a lot easier for you to pitch your product and service and have them likely to say yes once you get to that point. For example, based on what I said about leading the conversation and leading up to these yeses, let's say I'm a roofer and I'm in a neighborhood knocking doors. So it goes something like this, right? Knock, knock, knock. Hey, how you doing today, sir? My name is Brian Abreu. Oh, I'm great. How can I help you? Awesome. That's good. So we're actually just in the neighborhood. We're going around and visiting homeowners and introducing ourselves because we're offering free inspections. When was the last time you had your roof inspected? Oh, and by the way, just side note, you see how I didn't really give him time to say I'm not interested? I just jumped into the question. When was the last time you had your roof inspected? Oh, like 2 weeks ago. Awesome, great. Well, how'd that go? Did they tell you whether you had damage or not? Oh, yeah, they said my roof was fine. Great, that's awesome. That's amazing. Actually, I'm sure you saw that storm that came by last weekend though, right? Oh, yeah. Yes. Oh, yeah, I did. Well, amazing. Yeah, I don't know if you noticed, but I mean, the wind speeds, I think, were like 60 miles an hour that day. What I can do is, like I said, we're going around, we're offering free inspections. You can give me like 5 or 10 minutes and we'll hop up there. We'll just take some photos and I'll go over the damages with you to let you know whether your roof is actually good after this storm that just came by or not. Will you be here in the next 5 to 10 minutes? See, you didn't give him a chance to rebuttal or say he's not whatever. Or will you be here in the next 5 to 10 minutes? I mean, yeah, I'll be here, but I don't really think I need this right now. Oh, well, look, sir, that's fine. I understand. Okay. I understand is crucial. You want to get yourself in the habit of saying, I understand and I understand, because you want them to let them know that you do understand. Oh, I understand, sir. Well, I mean, thankfully, like I said, it's free. So what do you have to lose, really? Nothing, right? Great. Amazing. So yeah, what's a good name and phone number for you? Lead on on. See, I'm taking control of the conversation the entire way through. You want to say that I understand, those yeses, those positive reinforcement words. It just helps you build a more wholesome conversation. You might think to yourself, well, the guy didn't really say anything the entire time, and that's how you want it to be. Now, unless you're trying to convince them on closing the deal, which we can talk about a little more later, then you don't really need them to talk. You just need them to give you what you want, that you know is going to be better for them because you're the professional, not them. So sometimes clients can be a little more, hesitant, harder to budge, right? And so what you want to focus on is pain points. Now, these pain points are going to be the problems that they have and the reason why you're there, because you're there to solve those problems for them, okay? For example, let's say you are a tech company and you have this software that can automate the system for organization and efficiency so a company can run more smoothly and not have any missing files lying around, right? I just told you what the pain points are, and that's how you want to pitch it to these people. If you're going out there, you're telling them your spiel, you're going about your pitch, and they're saying, oh, but I don't know if right now is a good time, or it might be too much money. Well, look, sir, I understand what you're saying. That's fantastic. I'm glad you brought that up. But is it not true that this has been a very annoying issue that you guys have been dealing with for X amount of time? Well, I mean, yeah, yes. And then you tell them, well, yeah. And that's exactly how all of the other clients that we work with felt. It was something that they didn't need it, right? They worked around it, but you notice that there's a lot of lack of efficiency in your company without this software system. I mean, imagine just how smoothly you could run your company and how much time you'll have on your hands knowing that this stuff is working as thoroughly and efficiently as possible, XYZ, right? Oh, well, I guess you're right. How much did you say it was again? Whatever, okay? But you want to focus on these pain points and just remind them, like, this is something that you're struggling with. This is something I can help you with. Let me remind you that after I'm gone, you're going to be dealing with the same shit and you can avoid that going forward. So the last thing you're going to want to do is learn what your objections are. Now, in every industry, they're all about the same. You learn what these objections are, you learn how to respond to them and how to resolve them, and you will never be surprised. Now, that is the number one thing that I've seen in my years with my sales guys and in the other industries with the people I've worked with that they struggle with. It's not the close, because you actually haven't sat down and closed anybody yet, but they're giving you some sort of objection and you get frozen up because you did not expect it, and now you lost the sale. You need to learn what these objections are so that you can handle them efficiently, solve them properly, and move on to the close. You have the I'm not interested right now. How you would solve it would be, oh, well, sir, can you explain more? Like, what do you mean you're not interested? Did you maybe see something online that you read that you didn't like? What exactly happened? You want to listen, okay? You're going to listen, let them talk. They're going to say their spiel. They're going to tell you what the problem is, and you're going to want to receive it, and you're going to say, I understand 100%. Look, if it were me, I would feel the same way you feel. Thankfully, sir, this is actually how it works, XYZ, okay? Remember, you are the professional, and these guys, they need help, okay? So all you're doing is you're going to be listening to what they have. You're going to address their concerns, and you're going to find the solution for them and go right back to square one, which is getting the close and the deal or the appointment set up. It's too much money right now. Oh, sir, I understand. Too much money. Yeah. And has that stopped you from doing anything before? Well, what do you mean? Of course it has. It's money, no, whatever. Oh, I see. No, sir, I understand. I mean, the only reason why I say it is because, if I go to the movie theater, for example, I'll get so mad about the $13 popcorn that they have, but I'm going to eat my popcorn while I watch my movie, and so I'm buying that anyways. And so the only reason why I asked, he might laugh at that point, or they might laugh, whatever. I mean, I kind of get what you're saying. Yeah, hit him with a pain point. I get what you're saying. I really do understand it's a lot of money, but if you think about how much more efficient or productive or beneficial this would be for you or your company or your life in XYZ way, I honestly think that it would be worth the money. It's worth the money. Don't you agree? Yes, right? You hit those pain points. Another thing about the money that people might tell you is that it's too much. I have this other one that came in at this price. Why are you offering me so much more? Focus on the reputation and the trust that you've built up until this conversation, right? You're a professional, you're clean cut, you build a level of rapport with this homeowner or this client. What I would tell them is, look, man, I understand what you're saying. I agree. It is a little higher than the other ones, but if I were in your shoes and this was my company or this was my house or my livelihood at stake, I would personally not mind spending a little more money for the quality, the customer service, and warranties that this company would offer versus this other company that just might do a cheap job and I might pay less of, but I won't have those securities and those benefits from. Wouldn't you agree? Oh, well, I guess you're right. Yes, agree. Move to the close. Another one they'll try to give you is, I'm busy right now, or the decision maker isn't around, or now's not a good time, or I got to think about it. And you would answer by saying, all right, well, I understand. How about tomorrow at noon? Does that work for you? Oh, no, mornings aren't good for me. They just told you mornings aren't good for them. Okay, understand 100%. What about like 4 o'clock, 5? Or maybe you're coming back from work. Do you want me to give you maybe like half an hour? I could come around like 5:30, 6 o'clock. Okay, how's that sound? Oh, well, that would work, right? You want to get a date and a time regardless. I don't care whether you close a deal or not. You do not leave with them saying, I'll call you back or I'll get back to you. You tell them, give me a date and time, I'll be here. If anything comes up, ma'am, I'll text you the day before or call you when I'm on my way, and we can see if you need to reschedule or not. How's that sound? Okay, great. Perfect. What's your name and a good phone number for you? Right? If they try to maybe use a decision maker one, and they might tell you, oh, the decision maker isn't home. All right, well, I come in in 2 days, whatever. No, but you know what? I don't think he's really going to like this. So I don't want you to waste your time. Hey, ma'am, look, I understand and I appreciate your consideration, but I honestly just want to make sure that I'm not repeating myself twice. And I also feel like you might not grab everything that I explained to you today, so I would rather just sit down with both of you guys. At the end of the day, it's free, okay? It just takes 15 minutes of your time. And if you guys like it or don't like it, then that's beyond me. But I want to do my service to you and at least give you a proper representation of what it is that we do and how it works, right? And so you're building that trust with them and you're telling them like, look, I don't care, right? I'm here for you and I want to help you out. And I don't care if you're busy or not. I will work around your schedule. That's how much I care. Okay. And they'll usually see that with a lot of, they think, okay, that's great. I appreciate that. So then someone tells you, for example, I already got a friend or I know a guy. Don't worry about it. You tell them, all right, well, has that person come out? Are you already working with him? Like, what's that look like? And chances are they're just saying that to get you off their back. And they maybe know a guy. They might know a guy, but chances are they're not even working with him. So in those cases, you want to ask them, okay, well, yeah, what's the process? Are you guys working with them? Have they come out? What's that look like? And they usually tell you right then and there, whether it's cap or not, or, oh, but this and that, whatever other excuse. Well, look, ma'am, if you are working with someone else, what we can do then is I can maybe price match or just see what they're offering you. And we can compare apples to apples and see if you're getting your biggest bang for your buck. I'm not saying if they're your friend that they're trying to pull a fast one on you, nothing like that. But it's always good to get more than one opinion. Don't you agree? Yes. Right? You wrap it up. Don't you agree? Yes, question. Move on to the next. You've got them where you want them. I want to bring up one last good point that you guys have probably come across or will come across. And it's what we call the mist or the fog in the sales industry. And so what that means is that basically these homeowners or clients are coming up to you and they're giving you some kind of objection, but it's not the real underlying issue to why they don't want to proceed. And so your job is going to be to start seeing through that mist or that fog and finding out what the real reason is as to why they don't want to continue. So how do you do that? Well, you ask questions. This is the part where you do want them to speak and let them just run their mouths, because they're going to tell you whether they wanted to or not what it is that's actually bothering them. So if, for example, they say, I'm not interested. Why not, man? Is it something you read online? Is it maybe a friend of yours had a similar service or product done and they didn't have a good experience? What exactly happened? Oh, well, because of they had this guy come out and they said this, or I read this and I read that, whatever. And the truth is that whatever. Perfect. You just found it. You just found the problem. So then now what you do is you say, I understand. I understand, man. Look, if I were in your shoes, I would feel the same way. And that's actually the same way that all of our clients feel that have had very similar experiences to the same one you're talking about right now that happened to your friend. However, the good thing about us and the way we do things is XYZ. Another way you can go about it, sometimes they'll mention a company. So we tried working with this company and this happened, right? You tell them, look, I understand. I would feel the same way. However, I honestly can't speak on behalf of that other company. I don't work for them. I don't know what I don't know how they work or their process. But what I can tell you is how we work and how we do our jobs. And this is boom, 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 how we do, right? But you want to listen, you want to isolate the issue, you want to find the issue, and then you want to solve that issue to then bring them back, ask them any other questions that might be throwing them off, and then close that deal. So to wrap it all up, remember that you are what's important. You are the brand. It doesn't matter what they find online later as much as what you can say to them when you're with them sitting down. And so that's why you want to be clean cut. You want to be composed. You want to have your facts straight. You want to make sure that you can get your point across to these people professionally and give them that level of trust to be able to do business with you. And you want to give them that security of knowing that if they ever need anything down the line, you will be there. All right. If you come off as a slimy dude, they're not going to want to do business with you. If you come off as someone that's maybe nervous or hesitant, sometimes it comes off as excitement because you have that nervousness and they see it as like, oh, he's really excited about what he's doing. But the more experienced fellows are going to see like, this guy is nervous. Why is he nervous? I'm nervous now. So you want to be genuine because of that. And you want to just give them the best, greatest version of yourself, which all of you guys I know have the potential to do, and just take control of the conversation. Also, try to not give yourself any reason to talk fast. It happens sometimes. You get stuck in the conversation. You get stuck in the moment. I can make another video about it, but you want to find out what your why is. That's a very strong mindset to walk into when you're going to see these people, because if you know what your why is, it's a lot easier to talk to anybody. You know, like, yeah, I'm knocking on your door and yeah, I'm sitting down with you, but I'm here because I'm trying to build something for myself. I am trying to get to this point in my life because I believe in my product. I believe in myself. I believe in what we've been able to do as a company. And so you could be a little scary right now, but I'm fine. And worst case scenario, you say no, I'll just go down the street to the next guy, or I'll just find the next company to go to. They need your services, okay? You're there out of the kindness of your heart, being a good person, spreading your services because you know it's going to make them a better person or a better company for it. But do not let yourself get swapped into this mix where now you feel like you have to sell them, you have to get this deal, because I'm telling you, they will smell that shit. You don't need it, okay? If you maybe catch yourself too and you think you're talking too fast, just take a breath, you know? There's nothing wrong with taking it. You're having a conversation. If you're maybe talking too fast and so you know it's pretty crazy. That's what we do. Like I said, did you catch anything of what I said up until now? Is there any questions that you have? Take a break, let them talk, compose yourself again. All right. So that's the end of my video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope it was able to help you become just a little bit more efficient, if not greatly more efficient in sales. I will be doing another video on closing. So you got that appointment set up, or you got that date set up, that interview set up. Now you got to close that deal with whatever it is you're selling. So yeah, like and subscribe, guys. Please like and subscribe, share with your friends. It sounds like I'm selling to you right now, and I am, but I'm offering you a service. And the same way I helped you, if I did help you, I want to be able to get in front of more people and help more people as well. So we would really appreciate it. All right, to the next one.